Right, that seems to do. Hello there and welcome to a bit of Spyro Reignited Trilogy. Hope you're all having a pleasant time. Today we're going to be going to Skelos Badlands, or Skelos Badlands. I keep pronouncing it Skelos for some fucking reason. Anyway, Skelos Badlands. And I am hoping to do a bit of a longer episode today because I'm not going to be doing much recording. So I've got my timer set for an hour and a half, until 12. Carried me till 2 o'clock. Right. Okay, so I'm going to do a bit of recording today. Might be able to get some done tomorrow. And then on Wednesday I will be uploading the part I did last week. So the previous part, part 10. Part 12 will probably go up on Thursday. Sorry, part 11. This one, I do believe, will go up on Thursday. And future parts will go out when they do. So yes, hope you're all having a pleasant time. I know I did. In this part, we're going to be doing Skelos Badlands. We're going to be going to Gulp, and hopefully, hopefully again, we will be going to Winter Tundra, my favourite lobby. In fact, to be honest, I love all three lobbies. Well, I mean, when I say it's my favourite, I immediately think, well, Summer Forest was really good as well. It's like, yeah, it was actually. You know what? It's not my favourite. But then I think, oh, but Autumn Plains has that beautiful music, and you're at the top, and you can hear the wind whistling, and it's not in the Reignited Trilogy. So we'll see how Winter Tundra turns out. I wrote a song about Winter Tundra. It's called Winter Tundra. It was to the tune of Motorhead's Bad Religion. I love that song. I bought some more music today as well. I'll tell you what I bought. If you're into Iron Maiden, I would strongly recommend checking out the music of Samson. S-A-M-S-O-N. As in M for Moira, N for Norman. So Samson. You know, like Samson, like the legendary, I think it was actually a Hebrew legend. It's about a man who had, like, really long hair. And he, I think he was a slave. He was captured towards the end, and like at the end, he pushes these pillars, and he brings down this entire building on him. But yeah, he has superhuman strength from his locks of hair. I mean, that's where I get my superhuman strength and good looks from. So, yeah. I must admit, not a huge fan of Skelos Badlands, but I do like the cutscene. I think that's one of my favourites in the game. Just having a look at it right now, it looks so beautiful. Hello, Sparks. Yeah, I love the skull in the background right there. It really does look good. Now there are 2 skill points here. Whoops, a daisy's wrong button. The Cat-Bat Quartet and All Cacti. Now, I know about... In fact, I think those 2 were in the original as well.
Hey, Dragon. I hear you're pretty tough. I bet my cousin Glug you wouldn't be able to make it through the Badlands without getting singed.
So I think the same voice actors of the Ice People from Crystal Glacier. I think they were the same voice actors as these guys here. So, yeah, so we've got a bit of a bet on. So we've got to basically reach the end of the level. There's not really any gimmick as such. These foes are obviously resistant to flame. One of the things about them is that they... oh, yeah, as well. For some reason, one of these characters has a camcorder. But yeah. These cat-bats seem to be a lot slower. I didn't even know they were supposed to be cats. But yeah, so these foes are resistant to fire. But in addition to that, their head remains, and it will stay for a while and then explode into a ring of fire, which I thought was actually a really cool little enemy design there, because Spyro doesn't really have much in the way of really sort of great enemies. I'm sorry, I'm just having to check something. Yeah, I did. It's alright. I'm an idiot for this. I have to keep pressing. Oh shit, that's probably fucked the record. John, if you're watching this in editing, you just changed the screen. preference, so like user FPS RPG. Anyway, sorry, I have to do that for myself sometimes. I have to make these notes in recording. Anyway, I also addressed myself by my first name as well there.
Spyro!
Yes, so enemy variety in the Spyro games isn't always great, and I mean, it's not enemy variety as such. There are unique enemies per place, but they don't really have many tricks up the sleeve. It's really just if it's armoured, charge them. If they're large enemies, you flame them. But no, I do like that. It does feel quite good. Now, I'm not going to be doing this mission just yet, because I know I'm going to have a bit of difficulty with that. Right there. They also explode as well. They seems to be a lot tight. I'm not so sure. I was about to say it was a lot tighter, but I can't really say. Oh yes, so we did something earlier as well. We picked up a bone. We have to collect, I think it was 6 of those. Sorry, smaller enemy. Yeah, we have to kill these creatures. So actually, yeah, I think they have been redesigned quite nicely as well. And collect the bone because I've got 8 of them, and I will need this. This fireball here. This is something we're going to be using very soon. I mentioned this in the Shady Oasis level. That's an invulnerability power, which we'll be using later on. I was actually going to have that part up today, I think, part 10, but I'd messed up the recording, I messed up the editing, I should say. The recording was fine as well. But yeah, it's like I mucked up in editing, so there is something that's partially that will delay the episode. But, well, I say delay it, it's like, I doubt, in fact, I say I'd upload it today, I probably wouldn't have really uploaded it today. Because I can either have the internet on and not record, or I can plug the internet around the back of the you know, it's like I have to really be careful about my USB bandwidth. It's like, because I think that's the reason why the audio often goes out of sync, because I'm using up that many USB ports. It's like, yeah, it's nice and it's awesome to have like a USB hub that allows you to just connect all your things together, but it doesn't really work for me. Right, I'm going to go across here, across the lava. The lava does look amazing. I have no complaints there, unlike about the sort of the effects of earlier. Oh, yeah, that's one of the risky things we've got to do. That oh shit again. No. So yeah, you got to time your flight just perfectly. I'm not sure why I'm having. I think it's just because I'm not really concentrating. This isn't hard by any means. I'm just arsing about. One thing I liked about the bones originally, and I think that is here as well to an extent, is that the bones sort of had a little jiggle to them when they fell. Actually, they don't seem to have that here, and it almost looked like a sort of physics effect, which was quite nice. I'm just gonna have a quick listen to the audio here. Quite satisfying, but I think it's in Spyro where what was it now? Spyro 3, where the sound design goes. I don't know why my knowledge of Spyro trivia and the names of the games is so fucked. I really don't. I need to start concentrating more. I understand. I know that I talk constantly about the about gaming news and stuff like that, and I don't really focus enough on the games themselves. I think it's really because I take knowledge for granted. It's like I know the games, so it's like I'm trying to think, how much do my viewers know? What do people want to know as well? Oh yes, you bastard! Yeah. Is there really any point me going up here when I actually need like the invincibility power to get the gems? Oh, I don't, but I'll just get on there. The 25 gem. I'm not overly impressed with the graphical fidelity. I mean, I'm sorry that if I complain a lot. It's not my intention. I'm not going to say something as loose as, you know, it's, you know, PC has spoiled me or anything. It's like, it's just that I really would like to see this enhanced. I would like to see the enhanced visuals for this, because it's some of these things that, no, that. And the thing is, it's not like I'm actually trying to look for these flaws. It's like I'm just, they're just there. It's just easy to notice.
If you help me put him back together again, he'd sure be more fun.
I mean, I suppose if I didn't really, care about this game that much, I probably wouldn't be complaining about the graphical fidelity. Then again, if I just bought a PS4, maybe I would. I'd care a lot more about it. I honestly don't know. This is one of the more challenging areas of the game because of the this is a little bit the catback quartet. Because you've got to constantly race around these guys. I mean, they're actually not too bad here. It was really just like when you were picking up these balls here, and you got to be careful that they don't spit fire at you. But not too bad. And with the much greater aim controls and things like that, or at least much more flexible aim controls, you probably won't have that much trouble with Oh yes, I think that was another. I think that's the guy that the one with the cameras from. I far prefer the originals. It's like, I think they sort of look like bearded ladies almost. Yeah. Which is probably not the most PC thing to think of when you're sort of comparing the two. But yeah, my apologies. 35 lives are on now. Apparently, I did get the skill point with the Catback Quartet. I hadn't noticed. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm saying I didn't notice. So yeah. Oh yes, so we we lit the fuse of a rocket earlier, and that has scored us a nice sum of gems there. I do need to go back as well to get the invincibility gems here. And I better not get that just yet. Let's quickly get it done. I'm still missing something. Because I knew it would teleport me there. At least I was pretty sure it would.
Back together. Please take this as a token of my appreciation. A fairy left it with me a little.
Now you may see this in Spyro 3 as well, in one of the levels. One of the most annoying ones as well, because there's that much to it. I certainly hope that I can get all the gems there, because it'll be a pain. So yeah, so this guy dances for you. He has a number of. I remember him having a number of dances, like he would backflip in a circle and such. So I think actually one of the dances in the game, and I don't know if this is actually true or not, but it might have just been if it's some kind of mod or if it was you know, a joke. But the Fortnite dance might be in the. I like how as well they've called it Dembones.
Excellent. You made it through the Badlands. I knew I'd win that bet. My cousin Gronk is a fool to bet against a dragon. Take this talisman for helping me out.
My cousin Gronk is a fool to bet against a dragon. There is a saying in Shadowrun, the cyberpunk universe. Never make a deal with a dragon, because dragons are amongst many sort of mythical races in the game. Or other game races based on mythology. The dragon's one of the most powerful and manipulative races in Shadowrun. And being as grimdark as it is, yeah, you really don't want to be making deals that you can't absolutely be sure with. And they've lived for a very long time, and they will scheme and scheme and scheme to outdo the others. So what we're going to do here is we're going to kill the dinosaurs, and we have to make sure that these guys don't get eaten. No doubt we will fail, so I've got to take them on. Now, they do spawn in a certain order. I think one just spawned. Oh, shit. One of them got eaten. Oh, he's about to get in. Oh, maybe not. Where's number 8? There he is. Now, they do give you a bit of time to recover.
Well done, Grasshopper.
Well done, Grasshopper.
Thing we found to aid your
They do take a little break, so you can flame them before they end up picking the guy up in the jaws and eat them. Because once one's eaten, that's it. Now,
it looks like more lizard
if
eggs
we
are
don't
dropping down.
fail this one, if it looks as though we're not going to fail, I will fail it on purpose so you can see that cutscene. Because I want to see all the new content and such. There's more eggs. Seemingly with physics. Or do they just respawn? Or do they crack open faster? Does the order change? Oh yes, they will also chase the villagers around as well. Funny, I remember there being something like 12 that you had to go for. Shit! Ah, there we go. Well, I wasn't trying to fail on purpose. I don't know where that one was. This was a big problem with the original, is that you couldn't quite tell exactly where some of these things were happening. Right, I think this one was around here. There we go, yeah. So it looks as though they've actually revamped this a fair bit.
Thank you for helping us against.
That wasn't too bad. I was actually really worried that would take a while, because it was quite intense, that second one. Anyway, you had to know the order, and that's what it is. It is basically just it's just a memory game essentially. Need 25 gems. I'm trying to think where they might be. I'm gonna have a look around here, because I doubt very much there are any gems here. I don't believe they would have put gems here because they are a bit of a distraction. That's one thing I have to praise Spyro 2 for, is that it doesn't distract with a lot of the with a lot of gems, whereas in Spyro 3, gems are quite a big part of the mini games, especially ones with multiple characters. I couldn't stand going after the gems with Agent 9. Oh, Christ almighty. Sheila, fine. Sheila's a good platforming character. Bentley, a bit slow, but otherwise fine. Sergeant Bird, I know so many people hate the Sergeant Bird levels, but I think they're great. I think it's because I've actually got a grasp of the controls. Well, we'll see how that lasts in... let's see how long that lasts in Spyro 3 anyway. I did start this fucking time, didn't I? Yes, I did. Sorry. Yeah, so... yeah, fine, but Agent 9... And it was really because, I mean, I know it's because of the FPS controls and things like that, and if it's not the FPS, it's third-person controls and things like that. There were a lot of problems. Most of all, it's just I didn't really like Agent 9 a lot much. I mean, I felt he was good at times, but it's like, it was sort of hit and miss, really. I did enjoy playing as him at times. I did enjoy his character. It's such a shame that he saw so little use in the game, really, and yet was used, I think, quite heavily to market the game. He definitely had pretty much the most personality. I like Bentley though, because he has a great. I think the reason why I enjoy having the vocabulary that I do is because of him. You duplicitous, larcenous, avaricious ursine. I got that completely in the wrong order, but yeah, he's nice. So here we are with another one of these pots. Not too hard, this one, nice and easy. I think the problem with these is most of the time they're just easy to forget, unless you've got a greater attention span than mine, which isn't really saying much. And there we are, 400 gems in our back pocket there. In gaming news, I could talk about Anthem. I probably will. Maybe during the Gulp fight, because I've heard that that's received a buff. EA is set to let go of, how many people is it now? Between 40 and 50 people. For an Australian studio that they have, which is, to be fair, working on mobile games, and they're moving on to live services and things like that. That, kiddies, was a camcorder. You used to film on it. It's not. Notice how it's not a smartphone or anything like that. It's a camcorder. It is a camera recorder. It was a big block, and you had to look into it like this, like a play telescope, like a toy roll, and you would film with it or record with it. Yeah, they were the days. I used to shoot my reviews on them. Yeah, this was years ago, before even the Greasy Gamer Show. I used digital cameras then.
You can break the lock on the door, and you can fight Gulp. Are you ready?
I'm not ready for this, but here we go. So yeah, EA set to let go of 50 people.
You'll have to jump down the hole in the floor to get to where Ripto and Gulp are waiting. I can help you out a little bit. I tamed some pterodactyls from Skylos Badlands. They'll be dropping in objects that you can use to fight Gulp.
So they say Skylos Badlands. Is there actually any level that isn't named, that it doesn't, that actually has a word that doesn't exist? What's Skylos or Skelos? I don't know. Is it a Greek word, maybe a Latin word? Skylos. Anyway, here we are at Gulp's Overlook. See, I think there's a cutscene. If there isn't,
Gulp, we finally made Avalar.
I'll talk about EA again.
You've earned a special reward. Gulp, what is it, boy? Oh, the fairy. Here you go. Oh! You singed my cape! Dragon, you are really starting to get on my nerves! Say goodbye, flame breath! Gulp! Lunchtime!
The voice of Ripto is perfect here. I mean, I know that Tom Kenny was saying, like, you're trying to do the voice of Spyro 10 years ago, which yeah, it's going to be difficult. But here, Ripto's voice is perfect, and I think maybe because the voice actor actually enjoys the role. Maybe.
Finish him off, and you can have all the
you know, if they enjoys the role as though they don't, as though Spyro doesn't, Tom Kenny doesn't. But I don't know. Fuck! Don't you dare get that! Yes! Sorry about that. Yes, so the mechanics here are that Gulp charges at the player and bounces upon them. He also launches these things here. He also launches green orbs as well, which were quite tough to dodge originally. Now, one of the things he will do as well, which is going to be incredibly annoying, is eat power-ups that the pterodactyls, Alora trained from Skylos Badlands, throw down. So yeah, now if he eats them, he gets the benefit from the effects in some form or another. So if he eats a barrel, for example, that's going to he's going to be able to have some kind of flame breath attack. And now he also destroys all things on the map when his when he's hit with the weapon, because he launches up and slams into the ground, and that causes everything to fly up into the air. Ooh, now we've got a bit of a rocket here. Haha! The skill point is ours. So that's one of the requirements for the skill point. We've got to hit Gulp. Sorry, Ripto. Yes, hit him. That was another concern with this map, is that in addition to Gulp's very, very, very good hit prediction, he would also... oh, thank you. He would also, because he was exactly like that in Spyro 2, a bit buffed in my opinion. Oh, he can benefit from the attack. So you'll get like flame breath or something. Right. Oh, another thing as well that I really hated about this boss, he can eat the chickens that Elora throws down. He can eat the chickens. And you know what else? It's not just that he eats them and removes health from the battlefield. No, he heals himself. Now, thankfully, it's only for a single point. But still, it's a pain in the arse. So you can't let him eat anything that falls. Fuck! Got hit in the aftermath. There's a pterodactyl stuck there. Well done, Toys for Bob. Shit, that's mine! He's gonna fire that at me. I've got to charge. Oh, fuck you! Oh, that didn't hit him either. At point blank range. I couldn't hit Gulp at point blank range. Well done, John. Fuck! I don't know why I'm so melodic today.
You Gulp!
Anyway. To be honest, it's actually really fun. I mean, I will be fair. I will be totally fair to the game. It is fun as fuck. It's so challenging, and I think, I think as well, the Spyro 3 boss has got a nerf, and I hope to Christ that's true. The second one pissed me off. Was it the second one? Yeah, it was the second one. I don't know what his name was. His boss theme, like when he's first introduced in the cutscene, that's awesome. That music is amazing. But yeah, the boss himself can go eat a bag of cock. For fuck's sake! I'm trying to dodge it, but I know that the fight is designed around me dodging it. It knows that I'm gonna run that way. Because why wouldn't you? You know? And honestly, I mean, like, it's, as I said before, it was exactly the same as the original, and that's good. It's like, yeah, it's really awesome that the fight can predict where you're gonna go and what you're gonna do. That's fine. That's actually a fun mechanic. Another thing as well, I think that if Gulp chased you and landed on you, if you had a rocket in your mouth, I think it would detonate inside you, and it would well, it wouldn't do any additional damage because, you know, Gulp. Look at the size of him. If Gulp lands on you, you're in trouble. Okay, but yeah, that was a thing that happened anyway. See, I'm trying to get one in my mouth before he gets hit by the weapon. Now, I see from numerous from numerous players that there seems to be that one of the problems with Gulp might be that his attacks home in on you. I've not so like when he lands on you, when he leaps on you, he homes in on you, like the dogs in Toasty from Spyro 1. But I haven't really noticed that. It's like I can actually dodge him a lot easier than I can then. So that's something. Now I've got some downtime. Yes, I do. Almost, I think. No, not yet. Because I want to talk about EA again. Yeah, so their studio that they're shutting down in Australia has moved to their live services because they were originally a mobile dev. Somehow the game is still going to... the game they've got on mobile is still going to get content. Okay. Right. I mean, I guess that's a good thing. But I mean, like, well, why move them to live services now? I think the reason why they you know... Oh, fuck you. I think the reason why they're doing this is because, well, Jesus is coming, look busy. It's the end of their fiscal year, that's why they wanted Anthem out so early. So I'm not at all surprised that they're really sort of laying people off.
Spyro, you did it!
Whoa! Laura, where'd you come from?
I was just outside the castle in Autumn Plains. The castle is now free again. There's no sign of Ripto. And since you've been around, the creatures of Avalar are finally starting to get along. Since you've done so much for Avalar, and since I know you've really missed being on vacation, we really wanted to do something nice for you. It's not much, but we hope you like it.
Oh, wow, this is great. Aren't you gonna join me?
No. I'd like to, but I've got to go check on the professor in the winter tundra. He's still trying to fix the super portal so we can send you home.
Oh, that sounds interesting. I think I'll just hang out here for a while and soak up a few rays. Huh? Hey, where'd Laura go? I better follow her.
It's not vacation, it's holiday. I prefer vacation, but it is holiday, okay? It is holiday. I'm sorry, I just needed something for a title for the, you know, the description box. Anyway, yes, Gulp, fantastic fight. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I honestly thought I would be raging and frustrated and want this shit over with.
I think I've
No.
finally come up with a way to access the dragon
another good
worlds
scene.
from the super portal. This power crystal should give us
I
the
need some
extra
Skittles.
boost that
Excuse
we
me a
need.
moment.
Just a few more calculations to set it up. I think I have it. Excellent. Everything is finally ready. We're going to need a lot more orbs, but with the power crystal boosting it, the super portal should work again.
So, you thought you had gotten rid of me. Well, I'm afraid not. I persuaded that fat bear Moneybags to sell me a few bombs.
Quick, the power crystal!
Don't even try it, book boy, or you'll be the world's smartest pile of ashes. This is just what I need for a new scepter.
Hunter, do something, quick!
Hey! Give that back! Well, I tried.
You little fools! After I destroy you all with my new scepter, I'm going to rename this place Riptonia!
Let's listen to Alora and see what she's got to say.
Spyro, Ripto's still alive, and he's locked us out of the castle. Even worse, he's stolen our new power crystal for the super portal.
That was one of the most powerful lines of dialogue for me when I first played this game. Winter Tundra. being greeted by Winter Tundra was a sight that I have never felt in a video game at that time, and it sent shivers down my spine. It's like right now I'm actually getting goosebumps. It feels amazing to return to a level that I loved so much. You got to understand that this is one of those levels that I want. This is the reason why I want to be buried with Spyro 2. If I regret anything in life, it's that I will die and not be able to take the theme of this level with me. It's one of the most beautiful zones in video games. Has it been lovingly rendered in the remaster? It looks good as the remaster I think can afford it. It actually looks really sodding good. I really can't complain that much about it. It does look really nice. It's almost a bit of a shame, really, how much freedom the camera affords, really, because a lot of the areas are sort of supposed to be a bit hidden, but still. So we're going to get what gems we can. You may notice some boulders. We're going to address those shortly. The music is brilliant. I mean, if they mess this up, I don't think I could really be asked to spend, like, to come back to this game and really enjoy it like I do. You know, it's like, it would just be play it casually. You know, play it like I would Spyro 1. The original Spyro 1, where I don't take the time to appreciate it. I just play it because, you know...
Well, it's some consolation that you've collected so many orbs. My high-tech portal here will take you to Cloud Temples.
Cloud Temples was the name! Oh, I do like that portal. Just want to listen to the music a bit more, and then I'll get back to the commentary. Right. They got the beginning of the song right. It's just still missing some parts of it. Like there's like a wow wow kind of song part going through it. I don't know what it's called. I just got the wow wow part. But I love that part.
Not that expensive, you know. You've chosen wisely. I bet a quick dragon like you will win your money back in no time.
You already said that. This is Canyon Speedway, the final speedway that we will be doing. There's a gem up there we can't get, but I'll show you how we get that soon. And we'll probably have time to do some Canyon Speedway as well. Although I might not do a speedway, I might save that for another part, because I think, you know, I need to space those things out. I mean, it's good to do when we're running out, when we've only got a little bit of time, and we've got all the time in the world today.
Spyro,
tomorrow, I might need to do a speedway.
There's only one more thing.
In fact, tomorrow we could probably complete the game.
Like all the best things, it doesn't come cheap.
I think his teeth had a bit of a glint then. There's no chance of that happening with me. It's all black.
The head bash move is very simple, really. All you must do is jump and then press the action button.
So, we've learnt the head bash move. I'll show you how it works. There, nice and easy. Just listen to the sound effect. Doesn't have the weight to it that it once did. I won't be bothering to listen to the sound of that again. I mean, maybe it depends on the surface. I don't know, but no, not really my thing. But that's okay. In fact, I realise we can't really begin these levels because we've got stuff to do in a previous one. We've got Shady Oasis to do. Get the gems there. Or gem. And yeah, we've got to get the gems there, I should say. And the orbs. And we've got to do... another level. Now this is the super portal that we've seen in the cutscenes all this time. All the orbs are lined up nicely there. I don't... Answer me this. Why do we need the orbs in there now? Because, like, if I need to unlock a level, say Metropolis through there, and I don't have the orbs on me currently, just take some out of there and power it up. You know, like, it's no good without the super gem. All the stairs are just as narrow as they were before. Oh yeah, in the cutscene as well, Hunter's a bit more active as well. A lot more animated. Why do you have to stand there, Allura? I want that vase! I don't want to speak to you yet, though.
Alright, Spyro. Now that you've got the orbs, Ripto's demise is only moments away, right? Right? Well, anyway, good luck. He's right through this door.
Artwork of the different characters here. Oh shit.
Can you find the Valium? Can you bring them soon? Love song is out there, playing at the moon.
So, I went through and saw the boss. I haven't actually done anything to the boss. The cutscene still plays, even if I've seen him. So we're alright there. So, now we're at the top of Winter Tundra. It looks beautiful. Not sure about that water there. I quite like that it was very icy looking. As it all does. So, we've still got some exploring to do, so let's get that done. Back to EA. Once more, they are shutting down one of the studios. According to Kotaku, but it could be 40-50 jobs lost. According to other sources, we'll see how that goes. And it really is because their final fiscal year is coming up. That's why Anthem is currently in the shit. Because it hasn't had enough time to be made. But look, no, let's be realistic here. Anyone who's saying that Anthem is a bad game because of EA is just, I'm sorry to say, in my opinion, objectively wrong. Until they can provide evidence that EA is responsible. I'm not fanboying EA here. You guys know that I hate publishers as much as the next man. But, perhaps more so. But, no, one of the reasons why I'm sort of in defense of EA here is because, well, if EA was responsible, the problems would be entirely about monetization. The game was in development for 6 years. Some sources say 7, others say 5. Now, BioWare, their A team, so to speak, because their B team was working on Andromeda, their A team was working on Dragon Age Inquisition shortly after Mass Effect 3, but this has really been on the back burner. Achievements that it will tell me. So that's really... and that's rare. 20% of players have done that. Perhaps they couldn't get past gold. Anyway, what level am I going to do? Oh yes, we still need to do unlock robotic Metropolis. If I might do that level next. But yeah, apparently we can skip this this entire lobby.
I can see you.
Who would have thunk it?
Value of orbs, Spyro. This touchy gate should work perfectly with the help of your impressive orb collection.
Thank you. Oh, that does it. And we will have fun in Metropolis, I'm sure. Not one of my favourite levels, but it should be, technically. It is fascinating. I love the design here. It's so gorgeous. Oh, God, it's wonderful. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, so, yeah. No, there'd be the problem is that Anthem doesn't really have any monetization. It's like you can buy the premium currency, but coin game seems to be fine, and well, you can't buy crafting resources for cash, which is what people really need. So there shouldn't really be that many complaints from the EA side of or EA's handling of the game. But yeah, the game was in development for 6 years approximately. With BioWare's main team after Dragon Age Inquisition, so it really just seems as though it was on the back burner. Now, I'm sure a lot of people are saying, okay, it wasn't just 6 years of programming, evidently not, but still, it was 6 years of, You know, well, what was it? Concept art? You know, was it sound design, voice acting? I can imagine things like that. But again, it's like there isn't really actually that much going for Anthem, and it's not going to be fixed in the 90 days that they've got to release content. We don't know anything about the game's catalysms, like the big event that is basically like post-release content. BioWare seems to be too busy saying what it isn't rather than what it is. They're saying, don't think raid, or we don't like to use the term raid, or we don't want you to say raids, or we don't want you to think of it as a raid. It's like, okay, so to me it sounds like a rift. Is it a rift encounter like in Rift? Is it a public event thing like in Warhammer Age of Reckoning or World of Warcraft with its world event? I'm trying to remember where I'm going. Yeah. You know, what's the crack with them, you know? I mean, a lot of the post-release content they've got like things like Outlaw Outrage. It's like, okay, what is that? Is that just a mission where I kill outlaws? Oh. Yippee. There was another one. Here Be Giants. Okay, I'm assuming that's about killing giants or titans. Okay. That's one more mission. We've got more cosmetics coming. Great. Something that you can finally sell in the store to fund post-development support. But there's still significantly fewer at launch. Two cosmetic sets for your javelins. There's 4 javelins. There's 5 emoticons. That's not great. Not good at all. Not really going to bother with all this stuff just here for the orbs. But yeah, oh Jesus! Well, that's one of the fearsome foes of this place, isn't it? We don't need supercharge. We don't need anything here. All we need is to get our asses in gear. What a nice rhyme. I really do need to take out the enemies, I think. So yeah.
Just stand still, he says.
We've heard this before. Okay, speak to the alchemist, right. So we've got to speak to the alchemist and we've got to escort him to Hunter.
I've been experimenting with a new potion. I'd like to try it out, but the Earth Shapers have made going out a bit difficult. Could you kindly offer me an escort?
Sounds very different to what you sounded like before.
Great! Just keep those Earth Shapers away from me, and I'll take this potion to Hunter.
I think it used to sound like, great, just keep those Earth Shapers away from me, and I'll take this potion to Hunter. Yeah, like quite, almost like a bit of a, well, just a generic old person voice, Will. Like how he skips. So yeah, oh shit! For fuck's sake! First of all, I just slid off it.
Escorted me past the... Great!
And then... Second of all, he's still got hit. Oh! Still got hit. Bravo! Christ almighty. I mean, I'll take the blame for that one. I didn't push him far enough, but... Jesus. Oh, come on! Set him in position before you start the mission, game. Yeah, it changes his route. It's one of the most annoying things of the original.
Will you?
Let's just wait for him to get into position.
Great!
I'm talking about the Earth Shaper. Difficulty 4, my arse. If there was a difficulty 10, dial it up to 11. This gets worse. Believe it or not. In fact, it's plenty bad now. Are you going to Hunter? For fuck's sake! I hit him! Well, we didn't do too bad that time to say this is one of the worst missions for me in the game. Anyway. So yeah, so going back to Anthem, because I might as well. It's like there is, for 6 years of development, there doesn't even appear to be a single vision for the game. Like, why was Anthem made? Because we want people to be able to fly around like Iron Man. Fine, that's a noble enough ambition. That sounds awesome. Yeah, by all means, let people do that. Where's he gone to? Oh shit! You are one lucky motherfucker.
Man, do my feet feel better. Would you look after this for me? As long as you're here, would you like to help me take out these stubborn Earth Shapers? All right. When I shoot an Earth Shaper with an arrow, you head bash him before he gets back up. Remember, head bash by jumping and then pressing the action button.
This is why we had to wait till Wind of Tundra. I knew I had to wait, I just couldn't remember the reason why. I knew it involved head bash, but... Interesting, uses an electric arrow. It's a bit like Hunter's tail, then. A hero's tail. But yeah, anyway, like, okay, you want people to fly around like Iron Man? That sounds great. But... Okay, but what do you want them to do while flying around? You haven't got any content for that. The moment you lift off, the entire content is pointless. It's the exact same in World of Warcraft. Flight has completely destroyed the open world experience. Because, well, why do you need to why do you need to be on the ground when you can just fly? Oh shit, there was the one over there, I just noticed.
Want to try again?
And you have to do it all at once as well. Okay, fine, whatever. And it's not like he's got unlimited arrows. I suppose he does actually have unlimited arrows. Okay, I'll give you that one. I'm being a pedantic little shit here. But yeah, anyway. But yeah, it's like, well, there's nothing to facilitate the flight in Anthem. It's like, at least in Spyro, when you fly, like, look at the, you know, the standard flight in Spyro, okay? There's hover and gliding, okay? Or rather, there's gliding and there's hovering, right? And that allows then for different platforming to other games. How does the flight... Oh, no. It hit me with the arrow. So because he hit me with the arrow, the mission fails.
All right.
I got in the way of the arrow. I mean, that's kind of interesting, to be honest. But, wow. I need to put that on Drake 95's glitch thread. Because that's kind of funny in a way. That's cool. But yeah, anyway, I mean, have a look at like the flights or the the speedways in Spyro. Yeah, like the floor is like the entire floor is a hazard. You can't really sort of be on the floor in any speedway or flight. It's an obstacle course. It's a time attack mode. It's you know, it's a ring race. Where's that in Anthem? Oh, for shitting hell! It happened again. I need to kill it quickly. And I need to move out of his fucking way. There's something, I mean, I saw the Zeds above, so it sort of implied that he was still alive. Do I need to kill that one first? I don't know. I've forgotten the strategy. I mean, this part wasn't too bad. It was more about, like, that was the problem. It's like you had to hit them like dead center. It was always a pain in the fucking ass. But here, it's really not too bad. I just don't know what's going on. Get this one and move out of the way. It happened again. What's going on? Oh, for fuck's sake. Don't tell me now that this is broke. Right, I'm going to quit that. Maybe it'll fix it, I don't know. I'm going to get some health top-ups as well where I can. I might end up dying as a result of my drink. Oh, for fuck. No, shit! So yeah, there's no content to really facilitate flight in Anthem. Yeah, you get to fly around as Iron Man, but in a world that is only larger because of the flight. The map is too large, but it has to be that large, and it has to be so large that it's a pisser to navigate on foot because of flight. I've seen it in World of Warcraft as well. The moment you add flight, it's like then you're playing at a whole different dimension. It's like it feels very much like turning a 2D platformer into a 3D one. You know? Like exploring a completely new frontier. Can I have that bow there and I'll have a go at this? In fact, just get some arrows from there. There's arrows there. There's arrows there. There's arrows everywhere.
As long as you're here, would you like to help me take out
if one fucks up, just get another one. Anyway, hopefully this time it works.
With an arrow. You head bash him before he gets back up.
Because I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. I mean, do I have to quit the level and start again? I might just go to Shady Oasis and say, fuck this. I hope to Christ no one else is having this issue. I mean, I'd like to find comfort in the knowledge that someone else is, but I'd also like to know that no one else is having this problem so they don't get pissed off. So yeah, so the flight, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, Anthem's flight is amazing, but, I mean, I can fly in Prototype 1 and 2. I say flight, I mean, it's a limited flight. But again, and that's cheaper. It was made by a smaller studio with a significantly smaller budget. You know, in a world where the genre of that kind of open world game was absolutely oversaturated, especially when the time when Prototype 2 came around. You know, Crackdown. The Crackdown games allow for you know, leaping and bounding. You know, I really do feel like a superhero in Prototype in Crackdown. I mean, I've seen people say if this was an Iron Man game, it would be fine. But I mean, yeah, I think people do expect, you know, mediocrity in a movie game. Because if it was Anthem, I wouldn't really notice how bad it was because I wouldn't be playing it.
When I shoot an Earth
you know? But even then, there are Iron Man video games, and I'm not sure how they did the flight, but yeah. The gunplay. I mean, I don't think the guns. I mean, I said before that the guns actually feel really good. They sound good, but the animations aren't spectacular at this point. It's like I've noticed that actually they really need to be more gun skins. Like that's one of the things that makes Borderlands like tolerable for me. I must admit, yeah, I'm not that huge a fan of looter shooters, but I still want to get into the genre. I still want to be impressed by the genre, and I can be. You know, ARPGs weren't really my cup of tea, but then I played Diablo 3. Really enjoyed it. You know, Warframe. Shit. So it appears as though the arrow goes to this guy. Actually, I wonder if I can move the Earth shape. I wonder if charging the Earth shape makes any difference. Just nudge him out of the way. Just for the arrow to fly. Like that, for example. could have done it in that time. Right, anyway, let's move him. Just see if it makes any difference whatsoever. It's still saying the body's there for some reason. It only does it at the final second. Right, I'm going to go for that one first, before the previous one. But yeah, like the guns, they really need a lot of work, because a lot of the guns now, they all revolve around the affix, the you know, the buff that they get. That's what makes the loot unique and things like that. It's all RNG and random procedural generations. So I'm not going to go for that one. I'm going to go for this one first. No, it's impossible. That one has to go first. But I had time to move him.
Want to try again?
Again, this wasn't a problem in the original. And yeah, it's one glitch, but it's one huge fucking glitch. You know, at the end of the day, in a collectathon, you can't really have your collectibles fucked. If this was a Hero's Tale where, you know, gems, you know, respawned and things like that, you'd see no complaints from me. If a single gem or, you know, whatever fucked up. But if it was like a light gem, no. And now I'm stuck. I don't know what to do here. I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna try and figure this out, but I haven't got all the time in the goddamn world to do it. I've got 25 minutes. I'm gonna go on to Shady Oasis after this because I can't be fucked any longer. Maybe someone has solutions. I don't know. I don't know what they are. I'm getting stuck on a hitbox that isn't of an enemy that isn't there anymore. Am I killing it too early? Am I killing it too slowly? I don't know what the problem is. Tried to leave it a bit later there. There we go, finally. It's because I threatened to go to Shady Oasis and get shit done.
We make a great team. Here, I was gonna give this to the alchemist, but I'm a bit annoyed at him at the...
Yeah, you're still gonna pay him for the service of freeing you, I guess. I don't know how this economy works. Anyway. No, I'm not doing the 3 laps of supercharge either. Back into high hell. Anyway. Time to leave. I've got a text from someone, so I need to check that the moment the loading screen comes up. I figured it's the loading screens that are the worst offender for the editing issues. Seems to be whenever I'm transitioning from one level to another. Oh yeah, I better. No, I'm not going to bother with freeing the satyrs. Dad's asked me about some games he bought me. Chaos Legion, Sonic and Knuckles Collection, and Doom 3. I don't know what Brill. There we go. Sorry about that. This is one of the advantages of streaming, is that all of this is basically just forgotten and nobody gives a shit. Oh fuck, I've just lost the timer. Oh no, I haven't. Haha! 20 minutes left. Excellent. Again, so sorry about that. So, Anthem's problems. I'm not letting it get away. I've hated it for so long and I'm going to continue to hate it. It's like, the gunplay can be good. The abilities are great. If all the javelins synergize well. If they don't, you've got a problem. Like, you can't... If you've got more than 2 Colossus, the mission's going to be boring. It's going to be so fucking boring. In fact, I don't like using my ultimate ability because as a Colossus, it's too explosive. It's so overwhelming. It's like, I mean, I use it and I can't see anything. It fills the screen with explosions. But then it shakes everyone else's camera. I'm skipping the dialogue because we've already seen it. It just ruins everyone else's experience as well from what I've seen. So I'm not bothered with that shit. So, and that's not good. But anyway, so yeah, I like Colossus. But Storm looks really good. I mean, I'm a sort of Volt main, Volt Prime in Warframe. So I love that kind of stuff, but even then you've kind of got to know about the whole primer and detonator and combo system in the game, which it's not very good at telling you about. Anthem is very stingy with information. Just got knocked out of the way by that big boy, that thick boy. Yeah. So that's a bit of a pisser. Yeah. I just can't see the combat really holding me in the long term. I mean, like, Destiny's combat I really like because it's Bungie. They've got a good engine. They've got a you know, a solid framework for classes and abilities and skill trees. I love it. I do. I think it all feels good. But everything about Anthem feels clunky and slow and cluttered. I tried to find some missions because there's a grind in Anthem you kind of got to do. It's lessened now, but there are still problems that players have reported with it. But yeah, it's like, but I mean, trying to find these missions in my mission tab before I get the story mission to do it, because you can check off the requirements basically. For fuck's sake. I need to slay these enemies for the invincibility power up later on. Oh, sorry, I've lost so much. I thought, oh yeah, Destiny, but I don't like the Division really because of the whole bullet spongy kind of stuff. And I don't mind Destiny's enemies really. It's the bosses I had a problem with, but it's like they actually feel like they are more deserving of their bullet sponginess.
Thanks for helping me reach the Great Berry Bush. Now we can eat berries all the time. Here, take this. It's a gift from all of us.
I don't know. It's like in the Division now. It's like a hoodie called Jim does not deserve to be to have hundreds of rounds of ammunition, well, tens of rounds of ammunition pumped into him while he's still perfectly able to kill. I don't mind the positioning and the tactics of the Division. From what I understand, that's massively improved in Division 2, which I didn't think was possible. But yeah, apparently it's going to happen there. So, hey, good on you, devs, for doing that.
My 8 brothers have been trapped in rock and will sink if you can't break them free. Head bash the rocks by jumping and then pressing the action button. Follow my lead.
Help the petrified hippos? Gladly.
And remember, jump and then press the action button to help.
So we've got to stand on here and help the hippos. Helpless hippos. the adult version of Hungry Hungry Hippos. So yeah, it's I mean, yeah, Anthem. The class abilities are fine.
Thanks for freeing us.
But I just don't know. The AI isn't as interesting. I found it's like I've noticed now that actually it's not as intelligent as I thought it was, and enemy variety isn't really all that interesting. I mean, there is certainly some enemy variety. It's just a shame that the AI isn't particularly great, and that the factions aren't too different. I mean, this is kind of a problem with the Division, with Destiny, with a lot of looter shooters. But I mean, it's all right saying that, oh well, it was in Destiny, it was in the Division, it was in this and the other. It isn't really okay. It's like we have to move on from this. You know, you don't start. You know, video game development does not begin with the Game Boy Advance and then you can move on to the current generation of consoles. You know, it's like we can do better. You should do better. And honestly, I would praise it. The consistent 60s that the game is getting in reviews are perfectly valid. I'm absolutely fine with the game getting 60s. It deserves it. And honestly, that's being generous. I think, I mean, no matter what though, and this is one thing I have to give, never in all my days have I seen consistent review scores like Anthem. Not even consistent review scores, sorry, consistent remarks. It doesn't matter if the game gets a 40 from The Guardian or, you know, 80 from whatever publication did it. Like, I don't know, let's say Game Frenzy, knowing how many sites there are, that's probably one of them. It doesn't matter if it gives an 80. All the criticisms, all the praises is pretty much the same. And that's really good for BioWare, because they've got something to work on. They know what bugs are bothering people. They know that the story isn't particularly great, or maybe it is great depending on the reviewer, but the gunplay needs improving, the loot needs improving, the flight needs a reason to exist beyond to get to A to B, because our map is too fucking large. Yeah? And yeah, that's helpful in my opinion. That would, if I were a game dev, that's the kind of stuff I want to see. If I was getting the same complaints over and over again, something needs to change. Now, I don't think really that a lot of people are criticizing because of the genre. I know a lot of people are saying, well, these people just don't like looter shooters, because I think a lot of people who have been playing looter shooters and have sort of proven it over the years, you know, that they've raised some great concerns, and even then they're not really complaining always about the loot, about the combat, about the flight. They're complaining about bugs and a lack of content that, you know, well, does the game deserve, you know, to be seen in another couple of years? I don't know. I don't know. Like, should we wait 90 days? I mean, at the end of the day, I don't really think BioWare's the one that can be saying that they'll be delivering the content, because I think that after Mass Effect Andromeda, I think EA might be a bit quick to kill off Anthem. I'm not sure. I mean, for a live service, it doesn't look as though I can really give it that much money to support it. The content, I mean, there's so little about it. I mean, you can look on EA's site, you can look on the press images that have been given out. There's very little substantial there that's going to keep players coming back. You know, so it has to have those things like those weekly, those daily, those monthly quests. A simple cutscene, but one that works.
This insurrection from the farms has got quite out of hand. We need someone to restore order. Find the inventor droid. She's been working on something big.
Okay. Now you're going to notice something at the end of this level. that is exclusive to Winter Tundra. Although, after seeing, after actually being able to access Ripto, it may not be all that important.
I expect it will start working again if you just give it a good whack, though.
A good whack. Okay, so charging it doesn't work. I wonder what that means in a good whack. Stuck. So we have to headbutt. And it came to life, shot to life. Looks wonderful. I don't really remember much of Metropolis. They looked like, again, it's one of those levels that looks really low budget. Like, this is where this is where the money ran out. It's like, fuck it. Whatever you can get out there, just put it out there. I hope to God it's enough. So, the organics have seemingly come to destroy the robot people. This will be a recurring theme in the later games. You'll see one particular enemy you'll probably recognise if you're a fan of Spyro 3. But yeah, it was mostly that enemy rather than the others, like the cows and the pigs, with the kamikaze pigs. Kamikaze. Anyway. I'm going to use the climb ability to get up here. Oh, there's a chest. No worries. What's up here? Strange that there's actually wildlife growing. Interesting. I like it.
As you can see, a vicious ox has
that bull looks sexy as fuck, by the way.
And here we thought that freezing the walkway.
Oh, it's an ox. Sorry, ox. That ox looks sexy as fuck, by the way. There's a spelling mistake here, and here we thought that freezing the walkway would keep the animals out. It's taken over the armory. I've only just read it.
I would advise using the bombs against it, and it will probably take several bombs at that.
I like the naming conventions for the droids there. Logistics droid, maintenance droid, manager droid. So we got to use the bombs, launch them back. If I remember, shit! I remember correctly, I had to get a direct hit as well. Oh, it's not so easy when the controls are. Oh, it's so fluid, but shit! It's like everything's just moving so quickly. God, that's tough. Fuck me. Anyway, back to Anthem again, because there's not really much to say here. I mean, this is a fun minigame, but I knew that I knew I was going to have some trouble. Is he just doing this on purpose now? Is he really just? Oh no. I was going to say, I thought he was firing them in a straight line on purpose. Oh. Okay.
Excellent work, Dragon. We can now defend our city properly. Take this visually pleasing reward.
A rare one. Thank you. Spyro's a lot more liberal with its trophies than Red Dead Redemption, I've noticed. So yeah. Anthem, I think, has got a long way to go, and I don't think it can be done with players, because, I mean, like, I don't think players can do much to help it. I mean, I think, don't get me wrong, the feedback the game has received has been wonderful. I've been following the Reddits, and I think there's a lot of good discussion. Unfortunately, a lot of it is, you know, fuck reviewers, make up your own mind. But here's the thing, it's like, you can make up your own mind with reviews. That's why I got into game reviews, because I wanted to, or at least I could, sort of continued and made a new channel, because, you don't say that at a court case, do you? Don't listen to the evidence, make up your own mind. No, you make up your own mind when the evidence has been considered. And there is objective truths to a lot of stuff said about Anthem. So I say yes, by all means, make up your own mind. and listen to several reviews, read several reviews, watch gameplay footage. I mean, honestly, the gameplay says, you know, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Absolutely. But hey, it's always good to have more words, you know. I mean, the reviews, no matter the score, have consistent feedback, and that's very telling. If the 80s, if the 40s, if they were the outliers or whatever, then you could maybe understand. I could maybe understand. But when it's consistent, when it's repeatedly happening, the scores are the criticisms and the praises is exactly the same regardless of the number, then I think maybe it is time to actually listen, you know. And when that's 40 people, 40 reviewers on Metacritic so far, well, near 40, and they've all reached the same conclusion, that's quite telling. Yeah? So yeah, make up your own mind. I mean, I would never say to anyone, just listen only to my review. I only see that with positive reviews. Like, don't listen to the haters. Don't listen to reviews. Make up your own mind. I never see that with negative reviews. You know? You know, yeah, okay, fine, you'll have some people, you know, saying that they're fanboys and whatnot, but, you know, that's going to happen when with a lot of hate. But yeah, you know, don't tell people to not listen to others. You know, friends and family are a good recommendation as well. Listen to other people.
Spyro, I heard you were coming. Thank you for your efforts in thwarting this attempted coup. Please take this item, which living creatures seem to like. It's a first for Avalar, a combination power-up. Thank goodness you're here to test it out. These invading sheep in their spaceships must be stopped.
The sheep saucers. And I must admit, I like the designs there. They're a lot better than the originals. They look shit. They look... I'll tell you what the sheep look like in the original games. They look like the baby. And I'm sorry for this image. If you don't know what this is, don't look it up. They look like the baby in Eraserhead. They really do. And I'm sorry that I've had to put that image in your mind. I'm sorry, John, that you have to watch this video and editing and you've got to be reminded of that image. Oh, God. But they did. They really did. Ugh.
I knew it.
I can never like Spyro again.
Wave of saucers is incoming.
So there's another wave of sheep ships. These used to be a pain in the arse before, but actually not too bad. I'm enjoying this. This is what Anthem needs. This is how you facilitate flight. Chasing enemies. Flying, you know, through, obstacles. You know? Taking out flying enemies. Not, you know, actually being strategically advantageous. Yeah, and not making yourself an open target to hit scan weapons. I mean, I would even say that, look, me playing this, you know, it's alright me playing this, but I would strongly recommend that if the, you know, no matter what my criticisms, if you enjoy the gameplay, then by all means play it. Now, if it turns out that I was right about any problems that you might be having, then fine. But, you know, at least you gave it a try yourself. And I will say this for Anthem, for all the shit I give it, I say this so many times, but yeah, for the love of Christ, you've got to play the game for yourself. You really do. You know, it's like, pay, if your console if you're on console and your console allows for the option to play a 10-hour trial, play it, because you'll have fun in those 10 hours. Would it be fun enough for me to pay for the monthly subscription? Maybe so, because then you get Legend of Dawn Edition for £15 a month, as well as all other Origin Access Origin Access games or EA Access games. That's quite good, you know. So yeah, if you're like me, where you like EA games but you don't really want to give them that much money, and you've got a lot of time to play all those games, great. And I think that's maybe what how EA are going to spin this, that they'd rather have a ton of people introduced to Origin Access Premier through a shit game than have a single purchase. Because how much is Anthem up front? Well, it's 50 quid. You know, let's say it's 70 quid, all right, for the highest limited edition, right? Okay. Well, a yearly subscriber is 80 quid, and that's someone who can access all their games, and they know that there's more games coming in the future. Yeah, so it might actually be worth it to have a subscriber for this one game. So for more than for you know, because of this one game, than a single sale. I'm seeing this with Crackdown 3, that, you know, so many people are like, I'll get this on Game Pass, you know, because Crackdown 3 isn't really all that great, but people are saying they'll get it on Game Pass because it's £9.99. Yeah, if I had an Xbox One, I would get it, but I don't have an Xbox One. I've obviously got a PC, so I won't benefit as much because the whole Xbox Play Anywhere thing isn't really that well optimized for PC just yet. The moment they can get Banjo-Kazooie, Tooie, and Nuts and Bolts on PC, and a Kingdom for Keflings, that is when I will get Xbox Game Pass, you know, on a regular basis. But until then, I wouldn't really bother. You know, so yeah, maybe it's better for them to get that, even if it's just like an occasional monthly subscriber. That's still more than perhaps a £60 purchase or whatever, or £50 or £70 purchase. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find these last few gems. Such an awkward number. I might have to restart the level. Well, let's go to the high ground and let's have a look and have a bit of a top-down look about. So yeah. So well, that happened. There was a gem stuck there. It makes me question how many others have glitched out, if any. Hopefully not, no more. Still, have I been down here? I say Metropolis was a level that sort of ran out of budget. Oh, I do like the details over there. Reminds me of the Spyro Hero's Tale in places. That's the third time I referenced that game, I think, in this episode alone. As I was saying. No, sorry, I've completely... Yes, it's a level that clearly ran out of budget, but still has a lot of charm and definitely a lot of places to hide its gems. It reminds me a bit of Twilight Harbour and Naught Cove because of the sort of linearity to them. I mean, with the gems and things, so with the orbs, you can't really have much linearity as such because of the, you know, things that taking you to the side and things like that. That's what we were missing. I can't remember if there's a rocket. This is going to be really awkward, I think. Let's find out. I'm pretty sure there's a rocket, but... Well, let's give it a go. Let's see if... Let's see if we have to destroy it with a super flight and super flame. It's been years since I really gave a shit about Metropolis. I mean, when I play these games, I try to complete them, but I've completely forgotten. How do you get that chest there? Do you fly to it? I wonder. Actually, I wonder. Can I fly all the way back to the beginning of the level? Nah, I knew something had happened there. Well, that's fine. That's totally fine. Now, if we do have to use this, then this is going to be quite tricky. Shit, come on. I mean, seriously, if this is the solution, that's quite cool. I've got to give the devs that. It's like, it does add a bit of tension. sure there was a rocket somewhere, but I can't for the life of me think where it was. It's almost a shame to leave Metropolis. So, yeah. Anyway, so I think that really concludes my thoughts on Anthem. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the story. I will say this. Who couldn't have made Anthem? Because it's such an unremarkable game, in my honest opinion. I don't know how... I mean, like, obviously Ubisoft and Bungie have done it, but name a AAA studio that couldn't make Anthem. And I think that highlights the problems with it. And really sort of sums up my negative opinions that it doesn't take advantage of BioWare's hallmarks. You know, their astonishing storytelling, their great, you know, RPG feel. Yeah. Always look when you cross the road. For some reason, so many people in this country don't know how to look left and right when crossing the road. It's unbelievable. It is so unbelievable. I really do worry about my dad when he crosses the road sometimes, because he just walks across without hardly a thought. Anyway, I think he's got back to me now. Didn't know what Steam was. Just Googled it. Okay, right, so I'm going to end it here. This part's probably longer than necessary. For that, I do apologise. Or it might be shorter, depending on how long the whole thing with Ripto was. But yeah, that'll be edited out, and we can do that towards the end. So, thank you ever so much for watching. You guys have a pleasant time, and I will speak to you again tomorrow, I hope. And please leave your comments. I will want to address them. Now that I'm done shitting on Anthem, I'm going to run out of things to say. So, yeah, in the next part, we'll probably do 2, maybe 3 levels. If I can, I'd like to get the game done tomorrow, but at the same time, it'd be a bit of a shame. Oh well, all good things have to come to an end. Thank you ever so much for watching. You guys take care, and I will see you later. Ta-ta for now.